Jesus was not predicting, according to Swedenborg, the end of the world, but he was predicting the end of the Christian church. Doesn't sound so exciting, sounds too strange. Hold judgment. We're going to explain what it is and why it's so important to begin to lay the foundation of why does it matter if the Christian church ends. And also, like, wait, the Christian church is still going. It's not over. So a lot of mysteries we introduce there, and we're going to slowly, hopefully unravel them. And if not, you will have wasted an hour. So this is foundational stuff. We have to talk about how, to set up why it's important that a church would end or not end, we have to look at how interdependent all levels of humanity are. So this is Swedenborg's book, True Christianity 119. You can click this, download that book for free, courtesy of the Swedenborg Foundation. Read the thing for yourself. To the Lord, the entire angelic heaven, along with the church on earth, is like a single human being. Now notice I said church, and he said that Jesus is predicting the end of a Christian church. Swedenborg uses that term church in this number and everywhere else in a more expansive sense than you would think of. And you're familiar with this if you've seen this show at all or you've read Swedenborg. What he's really talking about is a level of consciousness, a way of accepting what is good and what is true, and a way of, through that, connecting to the divine or what's higher. And he's talking about, on a broader level, this is a sort of a epoch of human spirituality, a mindset, a way that God keeps connection with the earth through a particular way of thinking and feeling that people have at the time. That's what he's talking about in this church. It can be as small as an individual person. It can be, millions of people. They all work as a single church if they have the same sort of goals and heart. So that's the short explanation. So he's not just talking about an organization. Okay, where was I? The angelic heaven constitutes the inner level of that person. The church constitutes the outer level. To be more specific, the highest heavens forms the head of that person. The second and the lowest heavens form the chest and midsection of that person's body. And the church on earth constitutes the person's body from below the waist to the feet. Don't worry, diagram ahead. The Lord himself is the soul and life of the whole person. If the Lord had not brought about redemption, that person would have been destroyed. The loss of the church on earth destroys that body from the waist down. The loss of the lowest heaven destroys the digestive area. The loss of the second heaven destroys the thorax. Then the head loses consciousness because it has no relationship with the body. Sorry, I was laughing, imagining this was your first exposure to Swedenborgian thought, because there's so many weird layered concepts there. And we will sort it out with a diagram as we do. Let's look at some fractal humans. Why don't we? Swedenborg has this concept that all of heaven taken together looks like a single person. We did a show on that. We've looked at that a lot. We have a diagram here for you. He goes into a little more detail here, though. He says, on a larger scale, all of the goodness in humanity functions together like a single person. The highest heaven is like the head. It's what's really seeing things. It's making decisions. The second and lowest heavens are like the upper body. And the church on earth, meaning not just an organization, but that thing inside people, that forms the legs. However, this human form is scalable to all levels of reality. So when you just look at the church on earth, all the goodness in the human race, it in itself could be viewed as a human. There are different roles we all play that answer to different parts of the body. However, even within that, there is this specific body of knowledge that Swedenborg often refers to also as the church. But this is a group of people who have the complete divine revelation. Whether or not they understand it, they possess that. This is people making an effort to know God based on that complete revelation. The rest of the body has all kinds of other revelation that has plenty of truth in it, but it is not this one particular thread that sustains everything. So Swedenborg talks about these churches like the heart and the lungs. So this is what we're starting to set up. There's a group of people that, whether or not they know it, doesn't mean they're better people than other people. It's just because they possess a certain kind of truth that they are like the heart and lungs of the human race for the rest of us. So they don't do everything for us, but they allow us to continue to exist. They are sort of this channel by which God connects to earth. And often, Swedenborg would say, those people were not even the best people in the world. They're not the nicest, but they're performing a role. And even though everyone can go to heaven, we need them. So you're starting to set up the importance of this very specific church within the human body. And if that's in trouble, we're all in trouble. All right.